this, Pythagoras also coined the term philosophy from philosophia, or the love of wisdom. Isn't that beautiful that how, as humans, we have our own individual philosophies about almost every hot potato right there, right? I mean, we have the power of decision making, so we know what is good or what is bad for us, right? Now, the Greeks said philosophy begins with wonder. As the most intelligent species on this planet, we wonder pretty much all the time, which is adorable. Well, the problem, however, is that every single one of us thinks that I am right. You know what? That friend of mine is great. If you don't think he's great, tu pagal hai, right? Well, coming to something more broader and more serious, some people say, you know what? This whole gender thing, it is binary. If you think there is any more to it, mate, you are against the order of nature, right? The Devil's Trill, Giuseppe Tartini's biggest musical composition. I was plunged into this whole realm of instrumental music when I found out his story, okay? So as I read how his exact words, he said, one night in the year 1713, I dreamed of devil. We made a pact for my soul, and he did as I said. Among many other things which I asked him to do, I gave him my fiddle or the violin, and he played it. I felt enraptured, transported, and enchanted by the sheer beauty of the music he created. It was beautiful, so great and perfect that I hadn't even thought of it in my highest flights of fantasies. So, would you believe his story? Or would you say he fabricated the story for some reason? Well, how many of us would say that devil did come to his dream? Well, please raise your hands. Let's say 5 people out of 100. Nice. Okay, how many of us believe that he was lying, How many of us are scientific? Oh, come on. So, as modern citizens, we don't really buy his story, right? We are thinking very scientific, as I say. But what if the devil did come to his dream? What if? And for all those who are thinking that devil did come to his dream, what if he didn't and you all are unscientific? Okay, so this difference among opinions is actually a sheer brute force which tears us apart as citizens, right? Some of us like to believe that ghosts exist, some of us don't. Some of us like to believe that God exists, and some of us are atheists or agnostic for that matter. Well, my point, however, is that which particular group among us is 100% correct? Like not limit x where x, you can read that. Not 90%, not 99.999%. For all those who believe that they are absolutely true, you are a Sith, and only Siths deal in absolutes. This is the time, ladies and gentlemen, when I present the idea of relativism. In simple words, the relativism is the concept that absolutely valid and true is a myth. Nothing is absolutely true or valid, and everything is subjective or relative. A simple example is that imagine yourself in a clan called Damini. Well, Damini, as most of you know, is a synonym for lightning. The people in your clan pray lightning. They know the sheer power, the strength of lightning as a force of nature, which is great. Your clan lives with all harmony and brotherhood, but it is known for its rivalry with another clan called Vipatti. Well, in Vipatti, the synonyms of lightning are seen as cuss words or galiyan, and they are very furious about anything related to lightning. The reason behind this is that the members of Vipatti live in a forest with trees. So whenever lightning strikes it, their crops get demolished, sometimes their livestock gets demolished, sometimes their own members get burned in it. So that is the reason when Vipatti members see Damini members praying something which they don't like or is against themselves. So I ask you, which one of these two are doing justice with lightning? Well, according to relativism, both and none. And that is what relativism is all about. Matter of perception and the orientation of situations and really 1,000 more variables. Stupidity, perhaps something the members of Damini and Vipatti would describe each other as, and the most cliched scolding we get from our parents, right? The different frames of reference, is that something which is creating misunderstanding between two groups? And we all know, be it blasphemy, be it misanthropy, be it xenophobia, we all know the time we live in, right? I'd like to put you all in a situation that we all have been through in the past. Our parents say, बेटा जब तुम हमारी उम्र के हो जाओगे ना, तब समझोगे, है ना? अगर तुम हमारी जगह होते ना, तो तुम्हें पक्का समझ में आता. Well, too young and too dynamic to understand that we do what we like anyway, right? And when we grow up, we eventually realize, मम्मी पापा ना सही कह रहे थे यार, बहुत गलत फंसा. Thank you. Okay, so for all of those who watch Star Wars, there is another reference for relativism that I have, and that is when in the Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Anakin and Obi-Wan are fighting. Obi-Wan says, Chancellor Palpatine is evil, while the young Anakin, too dynamic to understand, says, from my point of view, the Jedi are evil. That was a scene. That is another great example of difference in perception and the aftermath and the catastrophe that it creates, right? Another reference, we all know him, right? Golem, my precious, right? This is my opinion. You might have yours, but mine is correct. My opinion is my precious. Nobody can change my opinions, okay? Because I am absolutely right. Says literally everyone on this planet. Okay, so nothing is absolutely right, which means I am wrong to some extent. No, you are absolutely and meticulously right for yourself. Well, then what is the significance of having human senses when I claim that nothing is right? That is something I would leave to all of you to ponder about, because that is something I believe is very personal to everyone. To deal with all of this, which I mentioned, blasphemy, xenophobia, misanthropy, and many other issues due to anti-relativism, here are some 3 steps formula which you might use to prevent arguments or the difference in perception. Well, the first one is acknowledge the difference in opinions. Don't just say, you know what, I am 100% correct and you are wrong, that's it. No, please try to acknowledge the difference in opinions. The second one is understand the significance in that difference. Just try to think, we all are humans. We all have that one thing called brain, the most complex thing in this universe, right? Yet we are so different. The third and final step is, which I believe is the most fundamental step, overcome the catastrophe of further clash. This is very serious time which we are in. Be it terrorism or, I don't really want to name these topics because I'm not supposed to, but I think we all are wise enough to acknowledge them. Because why not? Because when a colorblind alien tries solving this thing called Rubik's Cube, it does, according to itself. You cannot be dumb enough to explain him, you know what, there are many other colors. Please don't do that. Because like that Rubik's Cube, you too have your standings, your ego and opinions, and so does everyone else. If we acknowledge that, this earth here would be a better place to live than we got it. Or this one, if you believe the flat earth theory. So you can contact me here. Thank you very much.